All right, get right down to the end of it. We are actually now into the veto period, which means that legislatively, the General Assembly was done as of the close of business this week. However, during the veto period, they're still kind of working and strategizing. The governor has the opportunity to veto any bills that have been delivered to his desk. But then there's still 2 legislative days at the end of the month where they will come back. But here's the thing: if they haven't passed it by now, they pass it at those last 2 legislative days. If the governor vetoes it, there's no opportunity to override. That's really what those last 2 days are for, is anything that the governor does veto, they will have the opportunity to override. So quick down and dirty of the stuff that happened this last week. This will not be a full synopsis of everything this session. This is just the stuff that's been moved on. Okay, so Senate Bill 7. If you remember, House Bill 364 was the one we did a call to action on. This was a very stringent anti-labor bill. They ended up carving us out. Senate Bill 7 was a little bit different. It only affected PAC money that could not be taken out. So what we were kind of worried is that would end up going to a conference committee. That didn't happen, but as Senate Bill 7 went forward, 364 was basically kicked aside, and the worst parts of 364 were melded into Senate Bill 7. And so now we still got the carve out though. But Senate Bill 7 has passed. It has gone on to the governor's desk. What it does is this: is no public employee labor organization can do payroll deduction of dues of any kind, except for police, corrections, and fire. So for us, for any IFF affiliate, for any unit that is representing that is mainly a firefighting group. So that doesn't mean that the people that are part of your bargaining unit that are not firefighters, no, your primary is still firefighting, therefore everybody within there can still do payroll deduction. However, everyone else in the state, any public employee, can no longer do payroll deduction. So this is bad. I have no doubt the governor will veto this, but I also have no doubt they're going to come back and push for that veto override. So we'll see how that plays out. Over on the House side, House Bill 5 is the bourbon barrel tax. They tried to do some kind of weird carve out for fire protection districts on that, but it's not good. Interesting thing about that one is it did not pass yet. In fact, it got kicked back to, it's on the Senate side. It's been kicked back to Senate A&R. So if that does go through in the last 2 days, there will be a chance for a veto. And that one, it was struggled to get out of the House. So I'm not really sure where that one's going to go, just because that's an ugly tax, and the way that the party that's in power right now, the Republicans, have those supermajorities, and they don't like it when they don't have that big strong votes coming through. So we'll keep an eye on that one. House Bill 52. This is our mental health bill, which we thought was an easy one. It's the program already exists. The program is already fully funded. However, when it made it over to the Senate side, we had spoken with the committee chair. It was going to come up in his committee meeting. He was like, yeah, I'm going to get it a couple of readings. We'll hear it on Thursday and make sure it passes through. No problem. So we think, okay, no problem. Everybody's on board. As that started not happening, we then found out that Senate leadership told the committee chair, you are not allowed to call that bill in your committee. So it is dead. House Bill 52 has been killed, and solely by Senate leadership. The reason that we got was that they feel that the PTSD, mental health type of stuff is overused. Despite my anger and rage at such an insult, I will try to be a glass half full type of person and say, I am so glad that these people have lived such a sunny and happy and fortunate life that they have not had to experience the things that we do. They have not had to see the things that we see day in and day out, and they have not had to pay the traumatic price of it. So we will come back and we will continue work on that through the interim to make sure that we do some education with Senate leadership about what this is. Again, this is a program that already exists, so it's very frustrating, and it happened on the last day this last week, and so there's nothing more we can do, unfortunately. So House Bill 157, that's the USAR bill that got held up a couple of days. That has passed out. It's been delivered to the governor's desk. Once again, There are some concerns in there. However, we have only, I think I mentioned this last week, but just so that you know, we have been invited by the Director of Emergency Management to make sure that we are part of the process when it comes to the disciplinary procedures, that there shouldn't be any, but also to make sure, like workers' comp coverage, as well as make sure our people are covered not only during an incident, but also during training, because that was not specified in the bill. But that'll all happen in the administrative regs, of which we will be a part. So that will be some work that we'll be doing over the summer in the interim. And besides, that bill has to, the bill's going to pass. That's onto the governor's desk. But in order to create that unit, it still needs a funding mechanism. That's going to happen next session. Which takes us then to House Bill 506. That is the partial lump sum option. It has passed and it has been delivered to the governor's desk. So that is good. Yeah, House Bill 506. Once again, there will be an online calculator, the ability to look at if I do take a lump sum, and it would be a lump sum for basically your pension payments for 12, 24, 36, 48 months. Then you can take those, get a lump sum up front, and it would reduce your pension accordingly, but you'll be able to plan ahead on how to do that. So in the meantime, during this interim, we still will be meeting with some legislators. We also have a Public Pension Oversight Board meeting. So if you have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to reach out to us, and we'll let you know what happens in those last 2 days of the session. Stay safe out there. Bye.